Someday you're gonna realize what you lost in me. No way you're gonna keep me insecure. When the sun comes up but your lights go out, who's gonna figure it out?
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Lyrically Lydia, the show made for musicians by a musician, the show made for music lovers by a music lover. On this week's episode, we have the incredible singer and songwriter Nixo. All the way from Cave, Italy, Nixo is absolutely no stranger to the stage. In fact, his career has brought him to work with the likes of Tommy Hilfiger. He has been invited to perform at the world-renowned Fringe Festival in Edinburgh. He has also been on The Voice, so we're so excited to welcome him and his work. Please enjoy this video as we welcome Nixo to the show.
There among my darkest days, down in the depths, or empty nothing left. Just wore me down and had to hide away. No way to mend a lonely tunnel with no end. You picked me up and I just broke away. Like shots of glass, free falling from my past. Her disappeared, gone without a trace. Up with the wind, no way to get back. And is it too late to forgive them from all the sinners, all the times they brought me down? But if I could, I forgive them in just a minute. To be free, not be bound. Bad thoughts can only hold me back. No longer will I stand. I can't come out through the past. Bad thoughts, a distant memory. You got a hold of me. I found a stream of consciousness, a stream of consciousness, baby. Yeah. No regret for all the things I've done. They drift away like ripples in the sea. I found the light, I'm like a rising sun. Break of the day depicts the brand of me. The stains of blood, I send them wash away. I see the truth behind the words you say. My real love is coming from today. I'm bringing word on those who cause me pain. Is it too late to forgive them from all the sinners, all the times they brought me down? But if I could, I'd forgive them in just a minute. To be free and not be bound. Their thoughts can only hold me back. No longer will I stand. I can't come out through the past. Their thoughts, a distant memory, ain't got a hold of me. I found a stream of consciousness. Bad thoughts cause corruption on my soul. Dark roads winding through my core, but I don't think about all the heartbreak lost and found. What's the difference now? Bad thoughts I tried to pull away, to forgive, but you wouldn't do the same. I don't think about you and how you push me down. I'm rising from the ground. Yeah.
Hello, hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you on. It's like super exciting. We have a lot of things to talk about.
Delay.
So I guess I just kind of want to jump right into it with you, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
we've known each other for a while. Nixo and I played together at this really nice club in Rome called Alcazar, and we've been friends ever since. Yeah, you were just, I have to say, you were my favorite person. I mean, no shade to anyone else, but you were my favorite person to sing with and to perform with, because if you haven't heard of Nixo before, you should go check him out, because he is such an electrifying performer and has such a vocal command, has so much musicality in how he performs and how he sings. So I can safely say you're going to love what you hear today. And I just want to jump right in and ask you, how did you get started singing? And how did you discover this tremendous voice that you have?
Oh my God, thank you so much. I feel a little bit embarrassed. Okay, I've always been singing since I was like 3 years old. I remember I was a really shy guy, a really shy child. So singing was my way of releasing, stuff. And I've always been singing like in any kind of environment, even in public. Like I wasn't afraid to sing in public. So it was just a natural thing to me to do. And I remember I used to love with all my heart American and English music, but obviously since I'm Italian, I'm from Rome, I didn't know any English words, so I used to just sing random stuff. Like I was obsessed with My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. Yeah. And I used to like, every noche bright trains are true, what free love. And like, all right. So yeah, but it was just really, really natural for me to sing. So there wasn't a moment when I realized that I could sing or that I wanted to be a musician or a professional singer.
Wow.
It's just something that I've always done. Then I started to play the piano because my mom was a piano player. So I got myself into music theory a little bit more. And then I had a lot of vocal lesson because I've always been singing, yes, but I worked a lot on my craft. Like I actually worked a lot. So I had a lot of vocal technique lessons, and I just tried to improve myself. And now we're here.
That's wonderful. I think it's like so cool. I don't know. I mean, usually you hear people that are telling you like, oh yeah, my mom or my dad told me that I should play this instrument or I should do this thing. And it just kind of like the music has always been in you, which is super beautiful.
Much, yeah, especially when it comes to vocals, and especially when it came to singing itself. Like it was very, very natural to me.
And when did you really start performing? Because we met in Rome. You actually had already moved to London at that moment, I think, right? Or you were about to move?
Yeah.
You were already there. How did you start performing around in Rome? When did that start for you? Were you young or were you much older? Or?
Well, I have to say that I started doing the clubs job really pretty late. I think I was like 20 years old or something, and I was studying at the Sonus Factory in Rome, which is a college of music. And with a couple of friends of mine, we decided to set up a new band altogether, and we started to play around in many different clubs and venues here in Rome. But before that, when I was really, really young, like 13 years old, 10 years old, I used to do a lot of music festival in different little towns in Italy. I used to participate on a lot of different festivals, but they weren't very like professional. So, but it was really good because it was a way of just putting myself on the stage and actually like facing the fear of public, for example, and just feeling the contact with the people, with the crowd, and that's what most enriches me as a singer, and that's what I love the most about being a musician, like the connection with the crowd, with the public. And then, as I told you before, I started to play in Rome City.
Yeah.
Rome, because actually I'm not from Rome. I'm from a little country, a little town on the countryside, which is called Cabe. So I was just a really, really simple guy from the countryside, and like I didn't know anything about city life. So I didn't know any kind of cool music club or music venue. So I moved to Rome when I was 18 to attend the College of Music, which I told you before, the Sonus Factory, and from there it all started.
Your approach is so contemporary, and you really seem to know, I mean, you have such a broad range from just us having our conversations as friends and like also as colleagues. You know so much, and you know so much music. You know, I mean, also you can hear it in the way that you sing. You really know your stuff. So, you know.
I love all kinds of music, to be honest. I have to say that probably pop soul is my favorite kind of music, but I've always been listening to a lot of different kinds of music. So, and I've always sung a lot of different kinds. So even when it comes to pop rock, for example, I really love that as well. So yeah, I just love music in all of its forms. So.
Well, my next question is, I know that at some point you decided that you were going to move to London, right?
Yeah.
What made you, you know, pick up and go, you know?
Well, I have to say that, first of all, it was some of the hardest decisions of my whole life. And I still feel that a part of me doesn't want to come back to London. Like, I mean, now I'm in Rome because of the coronavirus, but as soon as the whole situation will be over, I will probably come back to London because I love my Rome, I love my city, I love my country, I love Italy, I love my friends, my family. So it wasn't an easy choice for me. And you must know that because you don't live in America. So it's not always easy to just, you know, pack everything and move away. Yeah. But at the same time, I felt like it was something that I had to do for myself. First of all, I wanted to prove myself that I could live abroad and do everything that I wanted to do, and that I didn't have any kind of limit. So I didn't want to put any kind of mental, psychological limit to myself. So despite all of the fears and all of the, you know, insecurities that this choice would have brought, I just did it. And I remember I moved to London on the 4th of July of 2017, and I was so nervous the day I got to the airport and when I had to say goodbye to my mom and dad, and like it was really, really tough.
Yeah.
But after a while, I started, introducing myself to the London live music scene. So I started to work consistently in London, and that's what I wanted, because at the end of the day, I want to be a musician. I want to do this for the rest of my life, and I felt like Rome didn't give me this opportunity. And I'm not saying that everyone should do the same choice that I did, but to me, it was just clear in my head that I had to move to London. Like everything in my body was telling me, try. I just had to develop a different part of myself, and I just had to adjust a little bit more on what the situation required me. But I think that as human beings, we can change, and it doesn't mean that you go away from your inner self. I think it means that you just develop some different skills that you didn't imagine that you could have developed. But actually, it's not impossible to just develop new skills, new ways of relating to people. I was really shy, and now I work in London, so obviously in a different language, in a different country. And I think that if you really do want something, at the end of the day, sooner or later you will have it. Because, yeah, that's what I think.
That's amazing. I think that, I mean, it takes a tremendous amount of courage anyway, and you've also accomplished so much in also such a short time, from being on the X Factor in Italy to then, you know, being invited to play at the Fringe Festival in London, in Edinburgh, and then also, you know, all of the really amazing clubs and venues that you've played on events, you know, for Tommy Hilfiger, you know, in the UK, in London, and I think you accomplishing all of these things, really having a goal and setting your sights, straight ahead and narrow in that path, you really accomplish so much. I want to know, maybe for other people who might want to follow, who have that dream, who maybe come from a small place, who may be fearful of leaving family or leaving the familiar. When you came to London, when you took that step, when you got there, what did your plan look like? What did what was your process? What was it like?
I didn't have a plan. I just follow my heart. And that's what I would advise to all of the people who are listening, who are watching the video right now.
Yeah.
To just follow your heart, to just follow your instinct. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what London would have brought me, but I just tried different things. Yeah. So, for example, I went to different open mics in the city and different jam sessions, and that helped me a lot.
People, I guess, right? And to maybe find situations.
Yeah, exactly. Especially to people who work in the live music scene, because obviously they play in many of these open mics in the city. So that's a really cool thing to do if you want to connect with people who are live musicians. So I just tried different things, and my advice to people is also to always bear in mind that it's not true that we can go back. Like, you can actually come back if you feel like the choice of moving out, of moving to London wasn't the right one. You can always come back to Italy.
Yeah. So and it's not a failure. It's not a failure. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just, life is made of different steps and different phases, and sometimes we have to try things to understand whether they are for us or not.
Yes.
And I think from one hand, you don't have to let your fears limit you in any way.
Yes.
But from the other hand, you have to understand that if you feel like it wasn't the right moment to move to London, if you feel like it wasn't the right thing to do, you can always come back.
Yes.
And you can always choose a different path. You can always choose a different, different strategy to achieve your dreams. Like, there's not one specific way to achieve great goals.
Yes.
Every single life is different. Every path is different. So you can really experiment different things and understand which is the right one for you. So when I moved to London, I didn't know if it was the right city for me. And to be honest, I don't know if that's the right city for me even right now. Because actually, sometimes I question my choice pretty often, I have to say. And the cool thing about my choice is that every single day I choose to live in London. Every single day I question my choice, and I keep going on with my choice if I feel authentic in what I'm choosing every single day. So don't feel stuck in what you have chosen, in what you chose last year or a couple of years ago. You can always change your mind. When I wake up every single day, I want to choose what is best for me. Yeah. And I want to do things which I feel comfortable doing it. So yeah, that's what I would suggest to all of the people who are watching this video.
Such a good philosophy. I also, I love hearing this story. I'm also like the type of person that very much believes in following your intuition, following your heart, following your destiny, and not letting any doubts. I think because a lot of times as musicians, because our jobs are very much like freelance, and we're very much like, we have to go on faith. We have to go on knowing what our skills are and what we can offer to the market that we are, working and circulating in. I think a lot of times we can also be bombarded with a lot of uncertainty from the people around us who care about us, or also people who do not really want to see that progression. So I think it's really cool that you just block everything out. Everything is centered around trusting yourself, which is so valuable.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, when you do something, you can go in a good way or in a bad way, but if you did it with your heart, it's always a good thing. I don't know if you've ever felt some pressure like the pressure of actually being able to do everything from songwriting to performing live to music production to marketing and promotion and business, and like sometimes it's just too much.
It's overwhelming. Yeah.
I feel overwhelmed. I always start again from what I love the most, which is always singing. So obviously, yes, you have to do promotion, you have to do marketing, you have to be business minded and everything. You have to have like a sense of production when it comes to music. But at the end of the day, what I like the most is singing. When I sing, I just feel an inner connection to the world around me. I feel centered. I feel authentic with myself.
Yeah.
So I try to develop different skills, but at the end of the day, when I feel lost, I always come back to my house, which is singing.
Yeah.
And there, I can be in London, I can be in Rome, I can be on the countryside, but when I open my mouth and sing, I will always find that room of comfort for myself, and I will always find myself. Yeah, my suggestion for all of the people who are watching this video is that once you find what you really love in life, just experiment, do different things. But when you feel lost, always come back to yourself, to your inner vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, would you like to take over Lyrically Lydia? Because you just ministered to my whole soul. Here you go, sir. You can have my channel.
But I'm not. I can tell
So
you.
good. Ah, you're so fantastic. I just love you.
Thank you.
Well, I want to chat about your song, Electric.
I am electric. I am electric. Turn me on. Shucks up my body, and you're turning me out.
Oh, honestly, the song is electric. It's just the most feel good, like get on the floor, dance. Do not, if you had a bad day, like listen to Electric. If you are sad, did your car break down? Did you go through a breakup? Listen to Electric because it is electrifying. It is such a good song.
God, I'm so happy.
I live for this song. I really love it. I want to know, I know that you worked with a Spanish duo, a production duo called We Architects. I want to know, how did you guys find each other? The collaboration is legitimately perfect. It's so great. Voice to production, you guys did a great job.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I would say that it all started during quarantine.
Yeah.
Like I was at home, I didn't have anything to do, so I just opened up my computer and trying to reconnect with all of the old songs that I wrote years and years ago.
Yeah.
Here I found this top line, which was Electric. Which I wrote with some classmates of mine when I used to attend Talliard Education in London a couple of years ago. And we wrote this song together for an exam. And we would have never imagined that after 2 years, it would have been released via a dance music label like Estate Music. I sent it to this duo of producers, which are called We Architects. They are from Malaga in Spain. And I knew them because my friend Maki Flo, which is a great singer-songwriter, had a single with them, released a single with them something like 6 months ago or something. So I remember that I really loved their sound, and I just emailed them asking them to listen to the top line, Electric. And the day after, they emailed me back saying that they really loved the top line and that they would have developed a production. They pitched the song to different record labels, and Estate Music finally accepted the song. So yeah, that's it. It's not a serious song, especially after all of the things that we had to leave during this 2020 It's been a really tough, difficult year so far. I just wanted to create something for people who could be, you know, fun.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I just wanted to have fun, especially in summertime. So that's how Electric came to life.
Well, it's such a great song. It's super, super fun. It is really electrifying, and your voice is just consummate. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. So we're gonna hear a bit of that song right now. Yeah. Woo! Let's do it. That was crazy. Guys, it's out right now. Go on Spotify, go on all the digital platforms that you can even think of, and go download Electric, Nixo, and We Architects. Let's get it going. Thank you so much for being on this show. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here. I really hope that we'll have the chance to sing together again.
Me too. And whenever like you want to take over my channel, you sage-wise young man, you can just you were dropping so many truths on us today. So
No, please.
No, it was so refreshing to have this interview with you, and I know that the audience is gonna just love this. So I'm so grateful and so appreciative, and love your beautiful, pure soul.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's all, guys. Make sure you follow Nixo. Check the description box below. It is all right there. Listen to Electric, download Electric, support Electric, stream it, and I'll see you next week on Lyrically Lydia.
Excuse me.